Happy Monday, everybody. How many here have seen the movie Inside Out? It's by Disney and Pixar. If you have, write a yeah in the comments. So the movie Inside Out, I will share a few things about it, maybe a spoiler alert, but still worth watching if you haven't seen it because it's really good. It's about emotions, right? So there's two parents and their daughter, and I think she's 11 years old. But anyway, they end up moving when she's 11. So she's known as a kid who's really happy. She was on the hockey team. She was just a really happy girl. But when they moved, she started to experience those tough emotions because change, right? She had to leave her hockey team. It was a house that she didn't expect. Her room wasn't what she was expecting. The moving van didn't come. So a lot of things didn't work out, right? Change was hard. But as the emotions in her mind, the emotions that are, I hope there's sound, Maddie. Rulin, is there sound? I think there's sound. Anyway, the emotions that are in the person's head are joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. All right? So then they go through and they try to fight for who's going to take over, which emotion is going to be shown. And joy, for the most part, is taking over, right? Because who doesn't want to be happy? This kid's known to have been happy, and who doesn't want to be happy? But throughout the show, joy and sadness get lost from headquarters. So they're not able to express those emotions anymore. And even at the beginning, if you remember, perfect, thank you, Rulin. At the beginning, sadness tries to get involved. And I'm telling you, when you watch it, at least for me, I was so annoyed by sadness trying to get involved. Trying to be there, trying to just get in the middle of things. It really annoyed me. And Joy did her best to keep sadness out of it. But the reason I think this movie does such a good job at illustrating these things is because the brain is designed to heal. And the body is designed to heal. Therefore, it knows what emotions it needs to experience so that it can move on and have a normal life. When the girl experiences this move, she needs to experience that sadness. But if she tries to hide it by saying, I'm just going to be happy, I'm just going to find the positive, that makes it so that now she doesn't understand what's going on because she hasn't experienced what she needs to experience. Therefore, joy and sadness, which are kind of opposites, they were lost. There's a quote by Brene Brown that says, you can't selectively choose which emotions you suppress. If you suppress sadness, you will also suppress joy. So then she only had 3 other emotions left: anger, disgust, and fear. So when her parents tried to ask her what was going on, she only had one of those 3 to express. And that became confusing for the parents. Hopefully you're relating a little bit with this. Towards the end of the movie, we realize that sadness plays a huge part in experiencing joy. She goes through a couple of her memories and realizes that the memories that she linked to joy had an element of sadness to them. She had been on her hockey team and she had missed the winning point. So her team lost and she felt responsible for it. She was extremely sad. But her parents went to her to comfort her. And at the end, it pans to a new scene. And right after this moment of sadness, it shows her team celebrating with her. And this became a moment and a memory of joy. So the two were kind of linked. Now, towards the end of the show, after the girl has been struggling with her emotions, she tries to leave and she goes through a feeling of no emotions. She's tried to hide them for so long that now she doesn't feel anything. But luckily, she has a change of heart. She gets off the bus because she was trying to leave town. She goes back home. Her parents ask her what was wrong, and she finally allows herself to experience sadness. She cries with her parents and says, I know you don't want me to, but I miss Minnesota. That's where she was from. I miss our old house. I miss how things were. And she was sad. She cried with her parents. Then, because she experienced that emotion and allowed it to leave her, she was able to experience joy again. She felt the connection with her parents, something that she was missing. So I find this so important. And you know that I speak a lot about overcoming emotional pain. And I know that we go through experiences, whether they're current or even coming, or if they're from a long time ago that we haven't fully dealt with, let's say. But it is so important that instead of just trying to move on with life and not experiencing those emotions, guess what? As is illustrated in that movie, sadness tries to get involved because it knows that sadness needs to be experienced. Sometimes you need to be sad because then you can feel the extremes and make room for joy. So if you're experiencing change, as we all are, right? If you're experiencing that grief, not sure how to handle some things, even though a lot of us teach how to be positive and how to find the positive, sometimes it's okay to slow down and experience that sadness because then you'll have that joy. So I wanted to share that with you today. Hopefully it's meaningful. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.